guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know this post is a day late and I'm really sorry for all those who came to my channel yesterday hoping to see a new video and didn't find one. I'm really sorry for it and accept my sincere apology. The reason was that I had work and there was no way I could possibly get off work to shoot the video. So because of that, my scheduling is a day off, but no worries, I'm back. So anyways, today's review is going to be a book review. See, originally when I did the channel, I wanted it to be one book, one TV series, one movie, and then one book. But then there's so much TV series and there's so much I wanted to cover, so I put the book on the back burner. But not anymore. So for today's review is about this book, Circles. So stick around, subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Click it down there, and then let's talk about this book. I saw this book the first time in high school. I think my second year in high school. I was with a friend and it was on her bed. So I was like, oh, I want to read it. But then I was skeptical because it was written by a Ghanaian. And at that time, I wasn't too confident in Ghanaian writers, especially after Peggy Opon and her whole romance writer. Like, she was a young romance novelist and her books were just like this. No, at another time I will talk about Peggy Opon, but then at that time I was not checking for any Ghanaian writer because Peggy Opon had just crushed all my hopes and dreams in Ghanaian writers, right? Because after I think the Adventures of Cleopas, the Silver Spoon, End of the Tunnel, the green sunset, the red heron, her books were just becoming too much. I had written her off because I was like, I wasn't going to put myself through any of her books or any of the young Ghanaian writers, right? So I saw this book and I was like, you know what, let me just give it a try. And I loved the book. Not just because of it wasn't extra, but then it was fresh. I could connect to the anti-heroine of the story because it's about her life, but then the book is just wrong. Like, her story is just wrong on so many levels, and I could connect to it because of what I was going through at that time. And when in my second year in the university, I got my own copy of it because I decided to read it again, and the story resonated with me so much. So I decided to buy my own copy, and I've had it for like 4 years now, or 5. I think I've had it for 4 years now. Like, if I meet anybody, I recommend this book to them because I think that it is a departure from how a lot of Ghanaian writers write. Because most of the time they write about about political unrest or like social commentary, but like this was a book that was from one person who was just talking about her messed up life, and at every point I had read the book, I was going through stuff and that I could relate to. So this book kind of helped me in a lot of ways. So I'm going to talk about the stuff that I don't like about the book. First of all, it's not an ebook. I couldn't find it on the internet, so I had to physically buy it. I bought it from the Silverbird store. Right now that store is closed and I don't know where else to get the book. So like, that's my biggest pet peeve about the book. It's not an ebook, and nowadays I read a lot of books on my phone. If I don't get an e-copy of the book, I get a bit cranky. And so that's the first thing. I don't think you can find this book online. So if you're looking for the book, good luck. And if you find like a place where you can buy the ebook, please let me know so that I can link people to the book because the book is really good. The second thing I don't like about the book is I heard it was going to be a feature film, and I'm still waiting for the film. And if it's going to be a feature film, right, and it's still in development, I want to ask Aphua+Larbi, she's the author of the book. Aphua+Larbi, please, I want to be part of bringing this book to life. Whether it be series or movies, I've said my name. Consider me. I'd be a great addition to the team that will bring this book to a screen near anybody. So let's talk about the story itself. So this book follows the life of Rabbi Daniel. She is the hero of the book, or it's her life story. So it starts from when she's older, but still like she's older, and then she goes to meet some guy, and then it sets her down to thinking about where her life turned wrong. So it's about her musings on all the mistakes, the missteps, the horrible things she's done in life, and like her experiences that has shaped her to where she's gotten to at this point. This book has influenced the way I write a lot. It's a sort of like a Dear Diary entry. So you find that, okay, so on this day, this and that happened, and that's how I thought about it, and my friends around it and everything. So the book is very open, like it's a very honest book. And if it's her life story, she was very honest about it. But then the book is very honest because Rabbi is very honest about what she's going through, of like what she did, the mistakes she did. Like, she doesn't shy away from like her mistakes, so she doesn't shy away from her actions and her deeds. She actually owns up to it. So like if you are someone who is open to reading a diary-like book, this is the book for you, because it's very detailed about the stuff she does and the mistakes she does, the friends she makes, and how all those friends like put together just blew up in her face one day, and you know, all the little pockets of misery and stuff. So that's the first thing that I liked about it. And that's because sometimes when I write for myself, it's sort of like in a diary form. Okay, so this person did that, but then it's sort of, yeah, so it's in a diary form. So I think that's what you would like about it. So that's the first thing. What drew me to the book was that it started from when she was in the first year in secondary school, and the difference between her and me is that she went to Wesley Girls, I went to Holy Child. I mean, that's the only thing. But then, so it starts from first year, though it starts from here, the first year, her holidays, and how she went through trying to be academically successful, coupling up with her social life, and how her social life was just filled with mistakes upon mistakes upon mistakes. I've never read about anybody who's made as much mistakes as she does. It kind of reminds me of being Mary Jane, like Mary Jane Polk. One thing about it was that it was so weird the way it mirrored my life so much. Because at that point, I was dealing with drama, boy drama, girl drama, and you know, in the book she talks about, like, there's this chapter in the book that's like, friends become bitches, becomes friends, and become bitches again. So you know how, like, if you're friends with someone, if you don't talk, they become friends, then right now you don't talk again. Yeah, that's the kind of phase I was going through the first time I read the book. The thing I like about the book is the naming of the chapters. As I said, the book is written in a diary like, right? So in this place, she names one chapter Tay. So that's one of the boys she messes with. Then in another chapter, she names it Button for the other team. This was her experimental phase. Like, this was, I think, her final year in secondary school. She decided to experiment with the same sex. So Button for the other team. I kind of like that because throughout the book, she does, you win some, you lose some. John part 2.5, close calls, a sneaky thing called love. It's a messed up book. If you're one of those people that is into people's stories or looking at things through a person's lens, like a person's eyes, so it's not kind of like someone telling the story, but I am telling you my story, you would actually like the book, because the book is very personal to me. Like, I'm not going to lie, I felt like anytime I read the book, I feel like the person just ripped the words right out of my heart and was writing it down. And the thing is, I remember sometime there's this Twitter account I follow, Branch Over Books, and then Buy Read Love. We're talking about the Ghanaian books that you actually like, and I was like, the book I really like is Circles. And I had a lot, people were telling me they don't like it, and people were saying they liked it, and others said they hadn't read it. And I get why people didn't like it, because after a time it becomes tedious, because everything becomes a cycle. So she keeps on repeating the mistakes over and over and over. And kind of like, I've read this before. Why are we still reading this? And from that point, the book can be tedious. But if I read it like, okay, I'm telling you my story, so it's kind of like story. So first of all, I had this boy named Ted. Then I was cheating on him with John, and then some guy called Atu came, and some other person came, and he'd be like, oh my god. That time I read the book, it's a time that I will never ever forget in my entire life, because I was going through a phase where I was sick all the time, and I didn't know why I was sick, and I couldn't bring myself to go to the hospital to find out why I was sick. And then I happened to like buy the book again, and then I read it, and it gave me the strength, the sort of strength I didn't think I had to actually go and find out what was wrong. And when I did find out, I was shaken. It really shook me for a while, and I had to rely on my mom, I had to rely on my sisters, I had to rely on my close friends to get me through it, because I thought I wasn't going to, get out on the other side. But then, some things give you strength, and this book actually gave me that strength. So when I recommend this, when I talk about this book, it's very on the fact that it's a Ghanaian writer, but it's also because it's very emotional to me, right? So let's just get the emotions out of the way. Yes, we are done. One thing I do like about the book is that it's very open-minded, and this is the time I read the book was a time when people were not open about what they were doing. Even though you had inklings of like, this person is doing that or that person is doing that. This book was like, you know what, when I was in SS, I was cheating on my boyfriend with blah blah blah. I was sleeping with blah blah blah, and this happened and that happened. And I felt like, wow, this is someone who's actually, this is a Ghanaian, first of all, who is actually being very open about everything that happens. Because a lot of time when you talk to some people and you even talk to some writers, they're trying to be like, no, we talk like we do it from a perspective. I mean, sometimes I'm not trying to be that deep. Sometimes you just want to be shallow and you just want to talk about like, just want to knock out, talk about boys, drinks, clubbing and stuff like that. And this book was like the first Ghanaian book, I'm not going to say it was the first Ghanaian book I'd ever seen that was so open to teenage drama and teenage sex escapades. That's why I like the book, because the story is very open. Like, it talks about it from a non-judgmental point of view. Because most of the books you read, you find like it's very closed up and it's very conservative, but this book is very liberal. I mean, even the character herself doesn't really believe in God, which is very weird, because it's rarely you read books from African authors or from like Ghanaian authors whereby the person is not a tiny bit of a Christian or like a tiny bit religious. But this person does. Rabi is not religious, she's not a Christian, she believes that there's a God, but then that's just it. Like, that's where it ends. So it's eye-opening to read the musings of someone who is not really dabbling with this God thing. So that's one of the things I like about it. I think that's one of the things a lot of people like about it, the liberal way it was written. It might not be for everybody, but I think everybody should try, because I feel like it sort of represents the new crop of writers coming up. No, I've read stuff from my friends like Kakari, like Akotoa, like Efodela. I've read stuff from these people, and you find that there's this new consciousness of writing, and like people are not afraid to talk about what is actually going on. People are not afraid to talk about their feelings, and I think that's necessary, because we can't still be stuck in a point where it's kind of hard for us to talk about what means a lot to us as a writer. Because even when I write, and I write about stuff like acceptance, people find it hard to believe why I would write about stuff like that. And I think it has to get to a point where you have to have conversations, because if you do not have conversations, what the hell are we doing? You know, like, this is just me. At this point, I'm going to just run, because at this point, I feel like as a society or as Ghanaians, we always don't have to be under that, you know, cloud of we don't talk about this and that is taboo. Because the more we make some things taboo, the more we suffer, and the more we suffer, the more it annoys the hell out of me, because you find that people are suffering from these kind of things, and when they are really sincerely trying to seek out for help, we put it down and we don't talk about this, and then people suffer a lot. So I'm not going, like, I don't want to dwell on it so much, because it really hurts my heart. The last thing about the book is that I did not like the way it kind of spoke about some things relating to sex. Because there was a point that she was raped, right? But she said, okay, fine, I get it. Like, the character said that she didn't talk about it. Like, she didn't want to talk about it because she had locked it up in some part of her mind, so it just slided through. But I thought that it would be like a cool way to explore how like sex and how rape was treated around the time, because she just said that the boy raped her, or he did it without her consent, right? And then that's it. Like, that was just it. And for me, my opinion, I think she should have explored what it actually did to her, because at some point she told some other guy that the other guy raped her. But then the guy's like, okay, if you say so. And then that's it. I was like, oh my god, that's such a missed opportunity. Why did we not explore this? But it's just me. It's just the way I write. I mean, someone can read something I write and be like, ugh, she cannot write. This book is an amazing book, by far. And not everybody will like your book, but then this book is my holy grail. Like, at every point in time, there are different people that inspire the way I do my stuff. So the book is a 341-page book. I should have said this at the beginning, but I was forgetful because I wanted to dive right into it, and then that's just what I did. So that's just it about Circles. I started reading it again. Can you imagine? I really like the book. Like, I can remember the book a lot. but I don't know, I needed a little pick me up, and then this book provided it for me. Because when I was going, because when work was just trying to pull me down and trying to I just read the book and it just perked me up again. So that's just it. I'm going to look for where they sell the book, or if there's an ebook, and I'm going to link it down in my comments or in my description box, because I think everybody should read it. And it's an amazing book. Aphua+Larbi. I've been looking for her for a while. I think I've been stalking her Facebook or Twitter, I don't know which one, but I've been stalking her. I want an opportunity to have a conversation with her, and then if she ever decides to do anything, you will see my name in the credits, maybe writing or directing credits. Aphua+Larbi, you get it? Yeah. I'm gonna do that. So I'm done with today's video. Once again, I'm apologizing for the late post. I hope you all forgive me, and I'll see you again on my next video on Thursday. And Thursday's video is actually a request that someone told me to do for her, so then I'm doing it for her, and I'm also doing it for myself. So that's what you're going to do. So until the next video, please like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos that are going to be at some other side, some side around me, and then I'll see you. Mwah. Oh, don't forget, my name is Aphua+Larbi. Bye.